President Bola Tinubu has captured northern Nigeria, and using the 2023 presidential elections result, Tinubu pulled a staggering 5,300,000 votes, and Atiku pulled a total of 4,800,000 votes in northern Nigeria. But right now, Tinubu is in control of 19 states, except Bauchi, where Governor Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed is the opposition leader under the APM. But right now, already, Tinubu has the control of the 18 governors in northern part of the country. It means he has a lot of ground work to do to ensure that he actually maintain his control of the northern region. Now, the dynamics are shifting, and they are shifting very fast, with Atiku the only presidential candidate from northern Nigeria. It means Tinubu will have to be very smart, and the governors who are under the APC platform are going to work for Tinubu in 2027. And you understand the dynamics of Nigerian political system. If you have the governors, you actually have a very powerful tool that you can actually leverage on to gain more vote in any presidential elections. And based on what is actually on ground for any candidate, especially Atiku, who comes from northern Nigeria, to beat President Bola Tinubu, he has to do a lot of work, a lot of strategizing, a lot of plan, a lot of alliances and alignment and realignment to see whether he can convince some of the leaders of the ruling APC who are aggrieved, especially after the fallout that followed the APC primary elections. He can work with the aggrieved members and also convince them. And you see the results of the APC presidential primary elections, with some people, including Atiku, said were concocted figures. If indeed they were not concocted figures, if indeed they were true, it means Tinubu has been grounded ahead of 2027. And with the opposition split, they are divided. It is nearly impossible for them to beat Tinubu. But anyway, politics in Nigeria remains dynamic, and this is just an analysis of what is actually happening. But who knows, Tinubu may have used his brain to see that, look, indirect primary elections will actually help him to see that he measures his popularity across the country. And who knows whether the 10 million votes said to have been gained in the last APC presidential primary elections may actually be true, because they can test the waters to see the popularity of the president in a free and fair contest. What do you make about President Bola Tinubu's popularity? Do you think Atiku will beat him in northern Nigeria? Now, if you have the governors in Nigerian elections, you know that you actually have a very big resources in your hand that will actually help you to clinch the apex seat, and you actually gain a lot of momentum. People are saying that the governors have only their votes. If you have the, let's say, 31 governors like Tinubu did now under his fold, a lot of people are saying that even if you have the support of 31 governors, they only have 31 votes. But it's beyond this, because each governor commands a very big political structure from grassroots. We think about the lawmakers from the State House of Assembly to the federal lawmakers in the state, to also even going down deep to councillors. And you know they are mobilizers, and you know how politics of money plays out in Nigeria. And you see that in the previous elections, it was reported that people were even given pack of spaghetti, and some of them get wrappers, and they voted for a particular candidate who paid for that stuff. People can vote for you in Nigeria with as low as 1,000 naira in some of those villages, and it happened. So you can imagine the leverage that Tinubu has now with governors. And it means for anyone seeking to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and also Sheyi Makinde, we don't know whether Jonathan will accept to be on the ballot. But anyone who is trying to challenge Tinubu, especially in the 2027 elections, that person must be super ready, because Tinubu already has command of 18 governors, specifically 18 governors in northern Nigeria, except Bauchi State. But right now, the battleground is now cleared and the battle line has been drawn. This is a detailed breakdown of the 2023 presidential elections results as compiled by the Cable. And you can see that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu pulled a total of 5,346,404, representing 30.9% of the total vote cast in the entire northern Nigeria, the entire 19 northern states. And it is a big figure. And he won in the northern part of the country, far above Atiku, who pulled 4,834,767,000, representing 35.2% of the total vote cast in 2023 presidential elections in northern Nigeria. And it means a lot. So, if you look at what is actually happening right now with the 18 governors and the APC, and with some mentality of some Nigerians, especially in northern part of the country, some of those people that actually collect money, spaghetti, rice, wrappers, all sort of things just to vote for a candidate, you know that the 2027 presidential elections will be one of the fierce contests among the candidates. And that's why you actually need to understand why we are saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is grounded in the northern part of the country. And based on that, according to official data, Tinubu got the largest percentage of his vote from the northern part of the country. Consider subtracting 5 million from 8 million. You know that the 5 million is the largest figure actually. So it means most of the people that voted for Tinubu in 2023 were from the north. That's a fact based on available evidence, and you know that it means a lot for Tinubu. And if he maintains that, it means Tinubu has already captured the north. Even Atiku will actually struggle. You talk about Adamawa State, Atiku's home state. He has to do a lot of homework with his governor now in APC, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, who happens to be Atiku's former ally. It will be very difficult for Atiku to scale through and also win against President Bola Tinubu in the northern part of the country. And you know how politics is in Nigeria. The power of incumbency, you can't take it away. And that's why it is difficult to challenge him even in the northern part of the country. Although Atiku is a grounded politician that has grassroots support over the years. But it is not over yet until it is over. Now, you think about this and you see, let's talk about the performance of each of the four big presidential contenders. The candidate in 2023 elections, Tinubu pulled more than 5 million in northern Nigeria. Atiku pulled more than 5 million in northern Nigeria. And Peter Obi pulled more than 1 million with Konkoso also pulling more than 1 million. But the performance of Peter Obi was spectacular. It was far above Rabiu Musa Konkoso's performance in the entire northern part of the country in the 2023 presidential elections. And right now, we are looking forward to see who is going to be the biggest contender, the strongest candidate in northern Nigeria. But don't forget, religion, tribe, ethnicity play a very big role in Nigeria's electoral cycle. And it is something that analysts believe that Nigeria must address this issue of politics of ethnicity, politics of religion, for the nation to progress, for the nation to elect credible leaders who will steer the affairs of the country for development and progress. But by the way, who is your candidate and who do you believe commands the voters in northern Nigeria? Did Atiku actually inherited the leadership, political leadership of northern Nigeria from late former President Muhammadu Buhari? Or do you think Tinubu will maintain his popularity in the north? What do you think about this development? Join the conversation below. Thanks for watching The Context.